Minutes after 8 o'clock on this Tuesday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded 8 o'clock newscast. We stream to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. The city of Clinton has hit a wall as it hopes to build a new city hall, fire department, and police station building. Earlier this year, the city of Clinton got the ball rolling, exploring plans and pricing for such a complex. City Administrator Taylor Baxter says for now, those plans are on hold as the pricing was much greater than the city had planned for.
We've kind of put this on hold. It's not done. It's not finished. We're not saying we're not moving forward or we are moving forward, but we're kind of evaluating where we're at right now, looking at funding and where we can pull from, what the square footage is going to be like, and evaluating, what the price per square foot is, and really just looking at everything. It's kind of just at a holding pattern right now. Again, we're evaluating where we're at. We got an idea what those prices are, and whether we decide to go with Core and Farnsworth, like we gave them the phase one bid. We're still in communication with them, and we'll see what happens. I don't think the project is dead, but we've had some really difficult conversations internally about where to go and how to move forward. So still working through some of that stuff.
Baxter reminds the current city hall is very old and its age is starting to show. He says it's a difficult decision because of the long-term impacts of constructing a new building.
Because the hard part is this is a decision that is going to outlive all of us. Our current city hall is, I believe it's over 100 years old, and it is certainly put its time in, and a lot of good things have happened in that facility, and that's what we want to have happen in the next facility. So we certainly don't want to rush this, but we also understand that, hey, there is a need for this, and we need to continue those conversations. So I don't have an exact answer for you, Seth. I know that's kind of my political answer, but we'll see what happens. It's still continuing. It's just certainly not in a rush to make any rash decisions on it.
Baxter, not only has the project shown to be much more costly than anticipated, but the city does not have a property set for it to be built on. The Clinton YMCA's annual Strong Kids campaign is underway. On the WHOW morning show Monday, Executive Director Rennie Kluver told Regional Radio many may recall the Strong Kids fundraising efforts were mostly done in the spring because of COVID. It has since shifted to a fall fundraiser. This year, the Y kicked off the Strong Kids campaign with an event at the Prairie Passage green space off the square on Center Street.
Apple jelly.
I told the board. And so this year we actually had an event. It was the 12th. It was on a Saturday, and had a bounce house for some kids and had some adult games out there. It was good to have that. I think it could grow into something to where we could market that more and get more people. But there was a lot of things going on that Saturday too, that we were competing with, and you've got all the pumpkin patch stuff that's out there, things for kids to do. But it was good to make awareness of the Strong Kids campaign. And I think that's the biggest thing, is we're trying to cultivate new donors that understand the mission that need to understand the mission of the Y and why it's important and what we're there to do. And so that's kind of our goal this year, is to market it to a new group of people. Even if it's just $5 or $10 donation, that's a start.
This, Kluver reminds, the Strong Kids campaign only supplements a portion of the funds they pour back into the families that participate in the Y programming. He believes an investment in the Y makes a difference for so many people who may not otherwise utilize YMCA programming.
I told the board I sent out an email last week, just my thoughts on the campaign, and I am not one that likes to ask for money. And I really haven't met anybody that just loves to go and it's because, but for me, what makes it easy for the Y is I see what it does. And so it does make it easier, but it's still not easy to go up to someone, hey, it's, that's that time of year again for the campaign. So I look at it as more of an investment. I mean, we're asking you to donate, invest some dollars because it works and what it does for the people that need it. We don't know. We could ask everybody that signs up for a program. Let's say they want to sign up their kid for a youth sport and they need financial help and they get 50% off for the program. How many of those parents would not pay full price and let their child participate if that wasn't an available option? Mm-hmm. We don't know. I mean, we could go and ask them, but that's not really part of our mission. We know that it's a big help. And the campaign doesn't even cover all that we give out.
According to Kluver, while the Strong Kids campaign helps the Y achieve its mission and is a blessing to a lot of families in the community, it isn't the difference to the extent the Y would close its doors without it.
I want to stress this, and I stress this to the board and even to our staff, is the campaign isn't a desperation for us. Like, if we don't earn $100,000,
our doors are closing.
The Y is going to close its doors. What it does mean for us is something that we really have to look at. If we don't make that $100,000 or get close to that, then we may have to restructure our scholarship program and not be able to give out as much, because we really rely heavily. So let's say last year we gave out $130,000 and our Strong Kids campaign got $100,000. And we've talked about this before. Well, there's a $30,000 gap there. So where does that come from? Well, we rely on other programs to make up that difference. Well, we can only do that so much, and things in the facility go down, operational issues that you have to put in equipment, and it adds up. And so if our campaign doesn't reach its goal, then we just have to allocate differently. And some of those scholarships, some of those people, instead of getting 50%, well, maybe now it's only 30% off that swim lesson, or we don't want to do that. And luckily we haven't. So it's just another reason why the campaign is important.
If you've contributed to Strong Kids in the past, Kluver indicates you should be receiving information on it again this year. To learn more about making a contribution to the Y, visit Clinton, COMMYMCA.org, or stop by the facility at 417 South Alexander Street to learn more. With the harvest season in full swing, local authorities continue to remind the public of safety around implements and large machinery. Clinton Police Chief Ben Lauer says there's a lot of slow-moving vehicles still on the roadways making their way around the area.
Sure, I notice it when I'm out and about myself, especially on our rural roads. The exorbitant amount of farm machinery moving from field to field and farm to farm and through the elevators and stuff like that. So a lot of big, heavy equipment on the roadways, slow-moving vehicles, grain haulers, things of that nature. We just ask you to slow down, be patient, plan accordingly, leave a little early to reach your destination so you're not in a hurry. But give them the time. When you find yourself following behind one of those large implements, that they know that you're there. Stay back off of them a little ways so that they know that you're there. You get right up on them. You kind of get in their blind spot. Give them plenty of space. They can see much better than you can from their elevated platforms. So when it's safe for you to pass, generally they're going to move over for you so that you can safely pass. But main point is just to be patient and slow down and understand that we live in the corn belt of the entire United States here, So this is a period of time in spring and fall when they're busy in the fields that we've got 6 or 8 weeks here of a lot of machinery moving about. And so just ask you to be patient, take your time, plan accordingly, and drive safely. Do your part to keep our roads safe out there.
The chief says you can also expect increased activity in deer and wildlife due to the pressure from the cornfields they hide in being harvested.
We're already starting to see that. Absolutely. We see deer everywhere. I mean, we have a strong deer population in central Illinois, and we see them everywhere, especially this time of year. Because, to a deer, that cornfield is like a woods. It's a timber setting for them. So as those start to come out, it's going to condense the deer more to the wooded areas and creek bottoms, things like that. And so as we're traveling across, rural DeWitt County or central Illinois, you've got fields and soon to be bare fields on both sides of the road, but then you come up to a wooded area, especially a wooded area on both sides of the road. Those are primary crossings for deer.
As always, remember not just safety during the harvest season, but year-round. Be aware of your surroundings, stay off that cell phone, and wear your seatbelts while driving. Get the latest in local news anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com. That's DeWitt County's #1 source for news, police blotter, obituaries, and information anytime. It's always free, right at the tip of your finger at DeWittDailyNews.com. We stream to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance. Sports is
this
next.
This month at Love It Once More Thrift Store in Clinton, you'll get 10% off your total purchase. This includes our fall decor and Halloween costumes. And Christmas is going to be sneaking into the store this month, too. This is Connie reminding you to look for us on Facebook, Instagram, and DeWittDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Ryan Utterback with Utterback Real Estate. The crops are coming out and it's time to invest.
Does that mean we're all getting crop dusted?
No, it means it's a good time to invest in farmland.
Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you...
And that's why you're the other Ryan.
Buying or selling farmland? Click their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
This is Seth Lawrence, News and Program Director for WHOW and WEZC. We take pride in being Clinton and Central Illinois' local radio stations each and every day, 7 days a week. What does local news mean? Here's a sample.
Those large semis, those large grain haulers, the tractors, the combines and stuff that are pulling in and out of fields, be patient. Don't pass when you know you shouldn't pass.
We've got this large building, and it came in over budget, as you can imagine.
So we had 4 contestants head out to the Big E out there in Massachusetts, and they were the champions there. So that was super exciting. We have a lot of strong kids in our livestock judging program.
You hear the local people that make the news every day, 7 days a week on the big 1520 AM, 92.3 FM, and 106.5 FM WHOW, and on the station playing America's best music, 95.9 FM WEZC.
45 Bible.
In the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens make it 5 straight wins by downing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 41-31.
Lamar Jackson threw 5 touchdown passes, 2 of them to Mark Andrews. Rashad Bateman had 4 catches for 121 yards, including a 49-yard scoring strike. Justice Hill and Derrick Henry also caught touchdown passes. Henry rushed for 169 yards on 15 carries. Baker Mayfield threw 3 touchdown passes for the Buccaneers, but Mayfield was intercepted twice and sacked 2 times.
That's correspondent Craig Heiss reporting. Elsewhere, Kyler Murray ran for a 44-yard touchdown and led the Arizona Cardinals on a drive that set up Chad Ryland's 32-yard field goal as time expired, while Arizona rallied for a 17-15 win over the Los Angeles Chargers. This is SRN Sports. In the only NHL game played yesterday, the Toronto Maple Leafs bounced back from Saturday's loss to the New York Rangers.
William Nylander scored a pair of goals and added an assist to lead the Leafs to a 5-2 win over Tampa Bay at Scotiabank Arena. Nylander's pair of goals gave him 5 on the season.
Sometimes that happens. Sometimes those go in. Sometimes they don't. I mean, that's just the way the game works. And, lucky that 2 went in today. Hopefully more go in tomorrow.
Austin Matthews, Max Pacioretty, and Matthew Nyes also scored for Toronto. Lightning starter Andrei Vasilevsky was pulled after the 4th tally. Nick Paul and Braden Point replied for the visitors. Anthony Stolarz made 32 stops for the victory. Toronto has won 4 of its last 5 games. John Leatherby, Toronto.
And in the NBA, the defending champion Boston Celtics will open the new regular season at home tonight against the New York Knicks. This is SRN.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. Given a week off after their offense got rolling against Jacksonville in London, Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears might have been better served without a Week 7 bye, but they'll take the rest and head into a showdown Sunday with the Washington Commanders feeling prepared to compete in the NFC North, rapidly looking like the NFL's toughest division. The Bears had a July 19th reporting date because they were in the Hall of Fame game and made it through their first 6 games free of major injury until a series of minor injuries to defensive backs in and just before their most recent game. Matt Eberflus Monday said safety Jaquan Brisker is still in NFL concussion protocol after he hit a hit he took in the October 6th win over Carolina. He saw improvement in cornerback Tyreek Stevenson, cornerback Kyler Gordon, and cornerback Terrell Smith, but cannot yet say any of them will be back to face the Commanders. Even with their recent injuries, the Bears' defense is ranked 6th overall, 4th in points allowed, and 3rd in takeaways. However, they've been beating struggling teams. All 4 wins came over teams with a combined 7-20 record, while their 2 losses came to the Colts and the Texans. Eberflus says his team's biggest positive change is simply Caleb Williams' improvement. Since their 1-2 start in the past 4 games, Williams has 9 touchdown passes, 3 picks for 1,050 yards with a passer rating of 106.4. He has connected with DJ Moore for 3 touchdowns, Cole Kmet for 3, Keenan Allen for 2, and Roma Dunze for 1. Williams and the offense will need to be even sharper with the schedule toughening for the Bears. All 6 divisional games come in the final 8, and all of the NFC North teams are ahead of them with 5 wins. After taking advantage of turnovers for the first third of the season, the Green Bay Packers are now getting a little too careless with the football. The 5-2 Packers committed 3 turnovers and did not get a single takeaway in their 24-22 win over the Houston Texans on Sunday. Houston scored 16 points off Packers turnovers, including 2 scoring drives that started on the Green Bay 11-yard line. Green Bay still earned its 3rd victory as Brandon McManus capped his Packers debut, kicking a 45-yard field goal as time expired, but the inability to protect the football was noteworthy for a team that entered the game leading the NFL with a +9 turnover margin. Sunday marked the first time the Packers had won a game in which they posted a turnover margin of -3 or worse since a 23-22 victory over the Lions in 2019, according to Sports Radar. Green Bay still has a league-high 17 takeaways, but the Packers have also committed 11 turnovers. The only teams with more are the Vegas Raiders, Carolina Panthers, and Tennessee Titans. Jordan Love has thrown 15 touchdown passes, ranking 2nd in the NFL behind Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay. Love has reached that total despite missing 2 games earlier this season with a knee injury, but he also has thrown 8 picks, matching Kansas City's Patrick Mahomes and Las Vegas's Gardner Minshew for the most by any quarterback this season. His 8 interceptions have come in 179 pass attempts, whereas last season he was picked off 11 times in 579 passes. That reflects Love's confidence in his arm and willingness to throw high-risk, high-reward passes. For instance, he threw a 14-yard touchdown pass to Tucker Kraft Sunday that nearly got deflected or picked off by Kalen Bullock. Green Bay's pass rush produces perhaps its best performance of the season. C.J. Stroud was sacked 4 times and passed for a career-low 86 yards, the fewest the Packers had allowed to any quarterback with at least 20 attempts since Seattle's Charlie Fry in 2008. The punt return unit had 2 major breakdowns Sunday, though. Houston's M.J. Stewart recovered a fumble after a punt hit the ground and bounced off the leg of Green Bay's Corey Ballantyne, who was blocking on the play. In the 3rd quarter, Jaden Reed caught a punt just outside the zone, then went into the end zone during his return before getting tackled at the Green Bay 4. McManus capped his Packers debut, making a kick with the game on the line. Punter Daniel Whalen averaged nearly 57 yards on 5 attempts with a net average of 51.6, which was the best by any Packer with at least 4 punts since 1976. The 56.8 gross average was the 2nd best in team history for someone with at least 4 punts. Whalen also did a remarkable job fielding a low snap and getting the hold down properly for McManus's game-winning field goal. Linebacker Eric Wilson had 2 sacks and a career-high 4 tackles for loss. Wide receiver Romeo Dubes had 8 catches for 94 yards and 2 receptions on the drive that led to the game-winning field goal. Linebacker Quay Walker left after teammate Kingsley Ingbar's leg inadvertently hit him in the helmet at the end of a play in the first half. The 5-2 Packers head to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars for the first time since 2016. The Packers had a forgettable trip to Jacksonville in 2021 when they opened the season losing 38-3 to the Saints in a game that was moved to Jacksonville because of damage that Hurricane Ida had caused to Louisiana. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4Ls with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace now offers free assembly and free delivery, so it's never been easier to get a great grill for your family, like a Weber gas grill, a Traeger wood pellet grill, or a Big Green Egg charcoal grill. Only at your neighborhood Ace. Around the block. What you need in stock. With people who know their grills.
This is Brad from Gibson Ace Hardware in Clinton, Illinois. Stop in to see us, the helpful place at 114 North Madison Street, Clinton.
See participating store for details.
The old way of doing things makes sense for some things, like a hot dog at the game. But the old ways don't make sense if you expect more yield out of your acres, because there's a new way to unlock the full potential of your fields, and it starts when you plant and list corn. With 4 robust trait tolerances, glyphosate and glufosinate, plus 2,4-D choline and FOB, it unleashes ultimate weed control flexibility with multiple modes of action to fight weeds. See what's possible for your fields at enlist.com/corn.
With